AJ, first off, Coach told us earlier this morning that this is going to be the true test for the offense to see how far you guys have really come. What do you react to that?
Uh, I feel like each week has its own challenges. We know, we got a defense we're going up against with a lot of Pro Bowlers, a lot of high caliber guys, Super Bowl contending team the last couple of years, at least every year that I've been in the league. So you know what to expect, and you definitely gotta, bring your A game, study the game plan, and get ready. But I feel like every week, is always a new test to see how far you've come since the last week. So, I think it's 1 week at a time mentality, and this week we got a good team we're going up against.
There's been a lot of talk about how they attack the ball, punching the football out.
Yeah.
Is that something that you guys have really been paying attention to?
Absolutely. They got a lot of guys, like I just said, very talented, but they also swarm to the ball, and they're very they have that attacking mindset, like you said, about getting the ball out, getting turnovers. I'm pretty sure they're like tied in second in or takeaways or something like that. So they do a really good job of that. So, ball security is definitely something that, we're kind of like focusing on and honing in on.
AJ, when the big storyline is obviously Rodgers, Brady, their legacies in the game. For you, I know you have many years ahead of you, but when you look back, what do you want to be remembered for in this game?
What do I want to be remembered for? Man, I just want to be the guy, just kind of like last game. I just wanted it to be, AJ Dillon, played for the Packers, and he worked his ass off and did his job. I don't care about the stats. I don't care about all those awards and stuff. Last game, like I was joking around with my wife. I was like, that was one of those blue-collar, buckle your chin strap and go to work. I got the hard yards. I don't care. We got it when we needed it. And that's the mentality I want. And, when I have kids someday, I want them put on the tape and be like, hey, you played your ass off. That's it. I feel like that's, inspiring. I feel like that's something, whether they play sports or not, I can be like, hey, you're going to put your all into it and, have that mentality. So, for me, it's just doing my job, being accountable, and being consistent is the biggest thing I'm trying to work on.
Along those lines, I'm just going to ask this question. Who would play you in a movie?
Who'd play me in a movie?
Or who would you like to see you play you in a movie?
Shoot, give me The Rock. Give me The Rock. Got the bald head and everything.
AJ, you guys get a Florida game in December with Miami, but
Yeah.
you get a Florida game in September. Is
Yeah.
the weather any factor?
I mean, I'd be lying if I didn't say it was a factor. Playing in Florida, being a cold weather team, playing in Florida is just like, when those hot weather teams got to come up here and we say it's to our advantage. There's definitely, things you got to prepare for. Make sure you're hydrating, taking care of your body when you're going down to, play a team like that. It's going to be a lot more humid than it is here. But, at the end of the day, I mean, everybody, for the most part, who's in this locker room has played somewhere hot or played against somewhere hot at some point in their career. So, yeah, it is, a factor, but it shouldn't be anything that takes us out of our game.
What are your thoughts on Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady? I know they're obviously facing each other in the game, but is it kind of nostalgic for you that this could indeed be the final game the two quarterbacks teams will face each other?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I didn't really think about it like that. Going to work with A-Rod every day is, definitely one of those humbling experiences. I say it all the time. He's the most talented quarterback to ever play the game. So you can call the GOAT whoever you want, but, the stuff he does every day in practice is crazy. So, I'm just happy we got our 12, behind us, and, I'm going to do everything I can to, make sure we end up with that win.
Going along those lines, when he says something like, I didn't play well in a game after Sunday, does that make you go into the work week thinking, well, if he doesn't think he played well, I think he played well. Maybe I need to step it up a little bit.
Absolutely, and I think that takes, a lot of courage for a leader and, kind of, I guess, points out how much of a leader he is for, saying things like that. Somebody who multiple MVPs, Super Bowl, blah, blah, all the accolades. But, for him to be like, hey, I didn't play my best. It's really like everybody can go ahead and reflect that. And if he can be accountable and do that, nobody plays a perfect game. He might have one or two. I don't know. He probably has some perfect QBRs, but nobody has a perfect game. So every chance you can to get better. That's how you stay in this league and you grow and be a pro.
AJ, your time in Boston, obviously Brady was as big
Yeah.
as it gets. What was the kind of the vibe of Tom Brady in Boston when you were in Boston?
Tom Brady in Boston is God. I mean, there's no other word for it. I remember I went to prep school, Lawrence Academy, and then I went to Boston College. I mean, I got some of my best friends that used to call Tom Brady Dad, and not me, but he you got to give respect where it's due. He is one of, if not the the best to ever do it statistically wise and things like that. And so being from the East Coast and everything and watching him play, it is always cool. It's a cool experience to be on the other side against him, just because as a little kid you never kind of expect that. So it's really something cool. It's definitely something that it's not. I'm definitely not taking it for granted, these opportunities.